I'm Mel Garber, uh, short for Melbourne. I'm from London, uh, but I grew up in New Jersey in America. I'm a 3D generalist and I work at Prodigious. I've been working on all kinds of stuff throughout my life, but I'm mostly a CGI artist and illustrator. I've been drawing essentially my whole life since I was a little kid, doing a lot of did a lot of illustrations. And I remember finding out like as a kid that like the realization that people made video games. Like, oh wow, I could do it on that. So I started learning about like game design and learning about animation. I learned about like CGI animation mostly when I was in high school. Kind of jumped in there like the year 2000 and kind of just got hooked. I've been essentially learning CGI ever since. I've always wanted to make video games and I've always wanted to just make animation, just make cool stuff, comic books and everything. Starting with like game design and then like kind of switching to animation, VFX and stuff. Doing my degree. I came to England to do my master's degree as well. I graduated in America in '09, and that was essentially, bank crisis. It was the worst time to graduate college. I wasn't really finding too much work. I was trying to. I went into a lot of like video products, productions. Used to do a lot of like, it was like grips and stuff, sound boom, and all. I did a bunch of stuff on small sets, music videos. Got heavily into like VFX and got into like animation. Like I've always considered myself a generalist, and like I always thought I'd want to work in movies and such, but I just kind of ended up like like loving like lots of quick projects after one after another. So came to England, did my master's animation, and started freelancing over here. And that's been a little crazy journey, but that's been mostly fruitful. Worked all kinds of ad agencies, and just like the pace of the ad agencies has been quite nice. And it gives me time to work on my own stuff at home as well. So that's always been pretty sweet. People's take on the world and people's viewpoints, and I just love stories. Like I've always been a fan of just like, movies and story structure, storytelling. Like why does characterization matter to me? Why can I believe in what the story's trying to tell me? Does it look good as well, technically? Like, like even if you look at stuff like I've been going through a kung fu movie kick recently. I've just been watching all like the Shaw Brothers stuff from like the 70s and 80s. And like, even though like, you got to use your imagination a little bit, you got to like, you can see that like it's very choreographed compared to choreography of nowadays. It's just still when you like get into that mindset, it's just like the story is still real, the characters are still real, and you really feel it, and it's just a great thing. So it doesn't really matter the time, like as long as the story and the characterization is there, that's kind of what inspires me, just like seeing cool people do cool stuff. I would say study your anatomy. Study your anatomy because I remember when I was a kid, I was like, I want to draw anime. I want to draw this anime stuff. And my dad, he's a civil engineer. He was also, I realized he also was really good at illustration. And I remember he was always telling me, just draw real people, draw real people. He always tell me, and I didn't get it until I did my first live drawing class. I was like, oh, I get it because now my cartoons and illustrations are a lot better. And also just find that balance between like discipline and like still living your life, like that grind. It's like I could just work all the hours gone game, but that's actually not necessarily the best way to do it. And you got to like learn to relax, and you got to learn how to just like take a step back, give you a minute, and then come back because the work will still be there. It's just good to see black VFX artists and VFX producers just like getting it done, like it's just getting it done because I didn't know. It's just really like refreshing, because I thought it's just like you feel like you're the only one sometimes.
That's
So
why I have my black unicorn. You're like the
yeah,
onlyest one. That's why it's
hmm
there because you really
yeah,
feel that way. And part of it is like you're not
yeah.
alone. We're
It's true.
here. We're here.
It's awesome to get to meet you and get to talk to you and have a chat.